Hello and welcome back to LumineNight. My name is Maybe Dennis, and last time we examined the dead body to find that it was actually an elaborate trap devised by William to catch and potentially kill the serial killer. We reenact the plan and the house is on fire, and we escape the fire and lose the killer, but due to the bonk, we have to bring Ben back home to rest for a little bit. Later on, we go to Hotel Clara, where William was supposed to meet up with some bartender, and we find out that a murder has occurred. We do some sneaking and weird contraption thing, and we manage to get into the room. James from episode 1 is here, as well as an officer that is definitely not the killer. So we pretend to be a real detective and examine the crime scene. And that's what we're doing today. Well, we kind of literally just walked into this, and we kind of have some details. I think I have a good idea of what happened. I don't know exactly what happened, but I'm pretty sure the officer is definitely the killer. So yeah, let's go on and solve the mystery. Don't know what's happening with William though. What did he say? So, Detective Foster, how's the investigation going? Are you seriously gonna keep calling me that from now on? I'm just your humble assistant, Detective Foster. Forget it. Well, this room is what they call a locked room. So there are two things that could have happened leading to Samantha Meyer's death. Samantha Meyer could have locked the door herself and committed suicide. The key was found inside the room, and simply put, this is the most plausible explanation for everything. She could have committed suicide out of fear, with the hotel employee coming to ask her about the credit card and all. She could have fired a test bullet at 5:15 when the employee knocked, and then she could have fired the real one while the employee was away. But there's still a key factor that shows the flaw in this deduction, which is... Alright, Samantha Meyer did not commit suicide. The reason behind this is... Samantha Meyer's left hand, she had the gun in her left hand, but hardly any gunpowder is left on the blood. That has to be one of them. It seems that Samantha Meyer was trying to meet someone at the hotel bar last night. And the ornament. So it's definitely this one. And let's see, burnt fountain pen, shard black, gunshot wound in the head, bullet hole in the bed. It's definitely these two, mainly because there's no way that the gun would have been in her hand after this murder and not be bloodied. Someone had to place the gun in her hand afterwards. If it's not this, then I don't know what. This is it. Checkmate. Checkmate. Although Samantha Meyer died instantly from the gunshot to the head, her hand holding the gun has no traces of blood nor gunpowder. If she had committed suicide, it would only make sense that both the gun and hand would be drenched in blood, but it's not. This would mean that whoever killed her set up the scene so that it looks like a suicide scene. I agree. Even I noticed a few strange things about that. How she's holding the gun, how it looks like there wasn't any recoil. If she pulled the trigger while she was lying down, the scene wouldn't have looked like this. I can't believe she shot herself 3 times in the back of the head. So that leaves us with the second scenario. The murderer made this scene look like a locked room. Was that what you were getting at? The key and all? I don't think James did it. Officer Gregory got it all wrong. James was working with the other employees on the first floor. I don't think he had the time to kill her, nor does he have a good motive. Then, do you have a different suspect? Someone who would have had a reason to kill her? If only there was someone else in this room. I'm trying to narrow it down who could have committed the crime during the time frame. The motive comes after that. The time frame. You mean 5:15? When the gun was fired? I noticed that from the scene that the 2 bullets were fired inside this room. One at the bed and one at Samantha Meyer's head. That makes 2, yes? That's right. There's only one audible gunshot. Where do you think the bullet James heard hit? The bed or Samantha Meyer's head? Oh, that's the purpose of the balloon. Because if they have balloons, you could pop the balloon at the same time. People would just think it's that. And why did nobody hear the other bullet when it could have been fired? So let's find out the answer to these questions. Originally we thought that maybe someone else reenacted the same pulley fire alarm trick, but I think the balloon is going to be used to be a mask for the bullet. Okay, so select the time, deduce. I really had to do this? Okay, so the gunshot was shot at midnight, October 12th, when the fire alarm on the second floor corridor malfunctioned. The gunshot was the same thing. Wait, what do I do with this? I'm kind of confused what I'm supposed to do. A change of time? Lunchtime. Oh, okay. So if I do this, when the hotel employee knocked on the room door, okay. So I don't really understand the mattress one, to be honest. Let's see how many options we have for time. We have 5:15. I'm pretty sure 5:15 is when she died. And oh wait, no. No, I think it's the opposite actually. I think the gunshot was at the mattress was the one that was later. Maybe this was the one earlier. They tried to basically trick the person into thinking that they were just killed, but they were probably killed at an earlier time. I don't really have a basis for this, but this is often seen in detective things where or detective novels and or games where they try to alter the time of death this way. We only have 3 times, which is the day before, or what was it? Yeah, day before, or this time. So I think this might be right. Nobody said they heard a second bullet, but the fire alarm malfunctioned close to midnight at 12 o'clock. What if the incident at midnight wasn't the fire alarm malfunctioning, but an intentional trick the murderer used? Just like how we use a trick to pull a lever from far away to distract the employee. We couldn't have come up with that trick if there wasn't the fishing line and thumbtack there. The murderer made a loud noise at midnight using the same method. So they're saying that, like, they sounded the alarm. So instead of using the balloon to mask it, they sounded the alarm at the same time, so that the alarm will go off when the gunshot was made during 12 o'clock is what I'm assuming. That's why he ordered room service last night. Ah, okay. So instead of using the balloon to mask the gunshot, I think he used the fire alarm, is what she's saying. I still think the balloon makes more sense, but oh well. And he could have fired as many bullets as he liked while the alarm was blaring. Okay, yeah. So it begs the question, where did those bullets hit? I wouldn't think that the bullet fired at the 5:15 when James knocked on the door would have killed Samantha Myers. That just leaves too many contradictions. In that case, wouldn't the blood have dried? It was like almost a day ago. I think it's over a day ago. I saw the clock go like... Considering how she didn't seem to have resisted, I believe the murderer shot the gun at the victim who was lying down on bed. There would have been enough time for the murderer to do his job. But strange that the murderer would have shot the gun while it was clear that after James visited, he would have heard the noise and would have brought the other employees upstairs. I originally thought they may have like left through the window, but I think they actually mentioned the window was like locked or something from the inside. And the criminal wouldn't have known how many employees would be in the corridor either. If James wasn't the only employee that came for Samantha Myers, and if one of them was guarding the door after the gunshot, until the door is open with a spare key, the murderer is a sitting duck. It's not logical nor well planned, and it doesn't explain why the murderer would have shot the gun at the bed at midnight. James would have thought that Samantha Myers would have been alive since he heard the gunshot as soon as he knocked and found her a corpse. But what if we imagine that Samantha Myers had been dead for longer? What if the murder in room 2805 had actually happened around midnight, and the gunshot James heard when he knocked on the door was just an intentional trick the murderer came up with in order to confuse when Samantha Myers had actually died? The murder itself, it would have been easier to kill her while everyone was confused by the fire alarm, and it would have been less likely to be caught. Ooh, imagine how dark this would be if like someone died during the fire alarm that we set off. It was like, oh my god, it's prime opportunity now. The murderer used a noise that he intentionally made with a trick to mask the gunshot and confuse the person who initially discovered the scene. I think it makes much more sense to think that the bullet was fired first during the midnight at the victim's head and then later at the bed around 5:15. Yep, so that's why the trick was set. Let's forget about how the murderer could have shot the bullet at the right time and made this room look locked, at least for a moment. Yeah, now she's right. We have to figure that out, but maybe we should just focus on something else at the moment since we don't have all the information for that. The murderer shot Samantha Myers dead during midnight. Who could have shot her in a defenseless state like that, late at night, inside the victim's own room? There's a clue that points towards someone who could have killed her, and it's amongst her belongings. Let's see, rendezvous on the 12th, 11 p.m. at the hotel bar. She has this. So we're trying to link it to this. So, there is a burnt fountain pen. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be this because it's gonna show that like she got a drink and like someone else got a drink or something. I don't know, but I just wondering why the fountain pen was burned. It's probably used to set off the second gunshot, but how? The note she left for the person she was supposed to meet up at the bar. Okay, I brought what was promised. Rendezvous. Okay. The note says that she left on the memo pad on the table says Samantha Meyer met with someone at 11 and she was supposed to hand over the promised thing. She suggested meeting at the hotel bar. She also had a cocktail umbrella on her. For a second I thought the cocktail umbrella was the thing she was supposed to bring. Very highly unlikely, but still. Excuse me. Last night around 10 p.m. the victim went to the bar on the first floor of the hotel. Excuse me. I'm sorry if I'm interrupting anything. I'm trying to save your ass. Please hold on a sec. Oh, yes. Yes? Me? What's wrong? I just heard that you said she met someone at the bar around 11 p.m. last night. Oh, yes. I found out that Miss Meyer wrote something like that on the notepad here. Does James know something? Did he just not tell us? I mean, I don't blame him. He's kind of panicked. The murder just happened, and he's concentrated on what happened today instead of what happened yesterday. You said nobody saw her on the first floor, but she did have an umbrella decoration from the limited time offer cocktail on her. But the hotel bar, you see, we close at 9 p.m. Oh. What? The bar closes at 9? Yes, that's right. Around 11 p.m., all the bartenders would have clocked out. They should have by then. So that means that someone ordered her a drink before 9, held on to it, and then gave it to her at 11. That is weird, though. That drink would not be cold anymore. Yeah, I thought you should know. I see. Then she couldn't have gone to the bar around 11 p.m. This joke is getting better every minute. I guess a child prodigy detective here couldn't work out a real case like this, huh? I'm not a child, and I can work this case out. Thanks to Mr. James, I believe I know what really happened here. Now that you're at a dead end, you're trying anything. The hotel bar was a place Samantha Meyer suggested. Since she isn't from Somerset, she wouldn't have known that the operating hours of the bar at this hotel. The important thing isn't where she met this person, but there is evidence that she did drink with someone. This umbrella is used to decorate the Sunset Valley cocktail that the Hotel Clara offers, right? And what does that piece of junk have to do with anything? There are two ways she could have gotten her hands on the Sunset Valley. She could have gone downstairs to the bar, or she could have ordered it through room service. Would that work after... I guess that would still work after 9. According to James, it's improbable that she went to the bar on the first floor. It closes at 9 and nobody downstairs saw her around. The only other way would be to order room service. Let's see, dinner only. And from this period to this period. But there are no room service orders from room 2805, so it must mean that Miss Myers went to a different room and had the cocktail. Went to a different room? I forgot the voice I gave him already, even though I played it very recently. It would not have been a problem if she was meeting with the person who was also staying at the same hotel. Who else was staying at the same hotel? It would have been more convenient that way without any prying eyes. So, since they knew each other enough to go to their rooms, the murderer could have killed her in cold blood without her resisting. Ha! So your memory isn't that good, I reckon. More than 30 people ordered the alcohol through room service last night. How are you gonna go figure out what room it was of all those rooms, huh? We could check every single one of them. We don't have the time to look through all of them. The murderer isn't an idiot. Of course he would have cleaned up after himself by now. I mean, of course he would have, because I'm smart. I would have cleaned up the murderer would have cleaned everything up. You're right, officer. A meticulous criminal like this would not have left any evidence in his own room. Do I really need to tell you about this? Beautiful. Knowing that one of the guests at the Hotel Clara was a murderer is already very useful. It's possible to deduce where this murderer stayed using the other clues we have on hand. What? There's more? Well, I actually know how the murderer got inside this room. I just ran an experiment to see if it would actually be possible. The murderer brought Samantha Meyer to his own room, got her drunk with a cocktail ordered with the room service, and then the murderer brought her to room 2805 and laid her on the bed. And then he operated the fire alarm around midnight in order to mask the sound of him shooting the gun at her head. Now, the murderer didn't pull the lever himself, and crafted a device using a balloon and some dried ice and fishing line and a thumbtack in order to pull the lever automatically. A device? The emergency hammer attached to the lever of the alarm with a sturdy fishing line was put on a balloon. And then the dry ice inside the balloon expanded, and the balloon exploded as it touched the thumbtack stuck on the ground. The hammer would have fallen, and with its weight, the lever would also have been pulled. Why would the murderer do something so ridiculous like that? It'd be risky to pull the lever himself, run to room 2805, and then shoot the gun. An employee might have gone to the second floor before you could make it inside room 2805 after hearing the fire alarm. If the employees noticed that it was a simple malfunction, he would turn the alarm off immediately, and it would have been safe for the murderer to shoot her as soon as the alarm was tripped. So that explains why the fishing line and thumbtack were left in there. The murderer was sloppy and didn't clean up after himself. Yes. That was very fortunate for us. Sloppy? I wasn't that sloppy. The murderer would have been quite pleased with himself that he got the job done. Nobody was confused because of the gunshot. They were busy trying to figure out why the alarm was tripped. The next thing he did was to fire the bullet again when James knocked on the room 2805's door. Like I said, at this point the murderer wouldn't have been in room 2805. The murderer already knew how to pull an object from far away. One of the tools used to make the device that tripped the fire alarm in the midnight was used to pull the trigger from outside the room, and that is... they're saying that, like... so the thing that we used was string, the fishing line specifically. Somehow they made it so that they could fire the gun using the string, and I'm assuming the string led outside, out the window, up to his room. I'm assuming that's what it is. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a fishing line. Deduce, evidence, suspects, crime scene. Yep. A fishing line which is thin, long, and sturdy enough. That's what the murderer used to pull the trigger after he saw James head to room 2805. That's nonsense. You think this is that simple? You can't just say he must have done this to frame someone. Ha, the fishing wire. Yeah, maybe the fishing wire. God knows how, but you saw that. But still, oh, okay. Let's say that that was a weird way. It was the way of panicking. Let's say the murderer might have used it, but there isn't any fishing line in room 2805 because they pulled it, and the door and the windows are still locked. Where could the fishing line have entered and left the room? Your deduction is full of holes. So all you need is evidence that a fishing line was used to pull the trigger in this room, yes? I don't need anything. I'm not gonna listen to you talk nonsense without proof. Don't worry, there's a clue that shows how the bullet was fired inside room 2805 and how it hit the bed. The clue shows the bullet's trajectory. What? The trajectory? So the bullet hole... The second bullet landed here. Where did the second bullet land? I assume it's under the bed, right? It shot the bed. I'm just gonna see this. First things first, the mattress where Samantha Myers is lying on is where the bullet hit. The bullet travels in a straight line from the barrel, which must mean that when the trigger was pulled, the gun must have been at... I'm assuming here. No, that's not it. I need to imagine where the gun was when the trigger was pulled. The murderer used the fishing line, and I need to base my conjecture off that. Oh, was it the door? Was it tied to the door and then he did something to close the door? Can I go up? The gun was fixed to outside the window. The desk? That's not it. There's an option of the corridor. I don't know. I just assumed that it was supposed to be outside. Oh, these are also locations. Oh, okay, I see. So it's probably gonna be here. Yeah, so he used the window, I believe. By closing the window, something would activate here. A position should be higher than the mattress, and since the room's 2805's doors and windows were all closed when it was fired around 5 p.m., this means that the murderer used a fishing line, which is the only object that could have passed through the narrow space left between the closed window and floating the gun in midair. From which direction, therefore, would the line have been pulled so that the murderer could control the fishing line? Up. Up. Right, the only place the gun could have been fired from is above. That way, the gun could have been draped to the room 2805, and the fishing line could also have been controlled from above. The locked window and the gun that was fallen right next to it are the clues that reveal the truth behind this gunshot's trick. The murderer tied a fishing line to the trigger and fixed the gun between the ceiling and the window. Wow, okay, yeah, that's what I was imagining, but seeing it like this, oh man, that is very trigger happy. And to set this up would be insane. Even if the window's closed, there's still some room for a fishing line to go through. And if the fishing line is pulled again, it would have had to pull the trigger. It would have pulled the trigger. And the bullet it fired would have hit the bed. It wasn't necessary to wonder why the bullet was fired at the bed. The object was to confuse the employee who rushed up to the room hearing the gunshot. It didn't matter where the bullet hit. There was no way the bullet would have hit the target in this way. The person who put the plan into motion and could have pulled this fishing line from above is a person who was staying at room 3805, directly above room 2805. It's you, Officer Gregory. It's you. Ah! Damn, why are you screaming? You crazy runt. Cut your crap. We first draped the gun from room 3805 window with the fishing line and then went downstairs and stuck the line between 2805's window, didn't you? After you shot the gun, you would have pulled up the fishing line and cut it with a pair of scissors to retrieve the wire. No wonder why the fishing line wasn't found in the room. But I already know that you intentionally dropped a few bullets on the floor and put a different gun in the bag because the gun just dropped on the windowsill would look suspicious. You wouldn't have known because you were in a hurry, but the bag was drenched in ink that leaked from a bottle. Ink? And if the gun is spotless, then must mean that someone must have put it in the bag later. Just like how the gun you put in her hand was as clean as her left hand. You brat! You think you can do anything because you're the sheriff's daughter? And remember what you said when you tried to frame James as the murderer. When this murderer came inside pretending as if he was the first one in the scene at 5:30, yeah, I was thinking like he said James could have just put the keys when everyone's distracted, but that's exactly what he did. While the other staff were confused and panicking from the smell of the blood and gunpowder in the room, the sneaky murderer left the room 2805 key that he stole from Samantha Meyer on the table right here. It's kind of weird that they put this in two different lines, but alright. Only the first person who found the body could secretly leave the key at the scene and make it look like a locked room. Making the scene look like a locked room using the room 2805 key as soon as the door is opened. You were so confident that James allegedly used that trick because you used this method yourself. So like, why are you... You said that you asked this question first when you got to the scene. What did you say when I asked the staff who first found out if they'd seen the key when they entered the room? You said you didn't have the time to notice it, and nobody saw it there if there was a key on the table as soon as you got in here. You asked him if the key was there or not as soon as you got inside the room. And that was because you were worried that they might have noticed the key was missing from the room before the police got there. Wait, that's nonsense. You're crazy. There's no way. You had to find out if your final trick would have made the room look locked worked, didn't you? So this crime was only possible because he was a cop. How? Actually, I have a question. Why did he not let us into the bathroom? Maybe it's because he filled the bathroom with ice. Oh no! Huh? Ice? The third trap would have confused people when the victim died after the first two traps. So he needed ice to keep the body. Delay the time of death for the body, I believe. If he had put ice in the bathroom before any employees got into room 2805, the ice would have melted and the bathroom would be wet. And then by the point the body was found, people would think that the victim just took a shower. Oh. I didn't even think about that. I forgot about the shower part. But somehow, there must have been a mistake in calculating the time it would take for the ice to melt. It would have been strange to have ice cubes rolling in the bathroom after all. Oh, you're right. I guess this was also from the bar. Don't go inside. I told you not to touch it. You murderous scum. When are you gonna start owning up to what you did? Do you have proof? You don't have any proof that I did it. If we search a room and find the fishing line, that'll be proof enough. Then should we head upstairs? Wait, you haven't given me a chance to speak. Shouldn't you give me a chance to speak? I know who did this, and I already did before you two came here. Please go ahead. Who did it? Alright, the murderer, it's TCS. I didn't do it, you idiots. Yeah, I know who the murderer is, and I decided to arrest this one random dude. What? TCS? What? TCS? How is TCS relevant to anything that happened here? Look at these clothes. Those clothes? The labels are missing. Do you get it now? You should have by now. TCS kills her. Nope, the label's missing, but that's really it. You idiot. 10 years ago, TCS killed a man whose clothes didn't have any labels on. So why would TCS's clothes have labels on? Is he talking about Bruce Wayne? His clothes are curiously missing any labels too. This woman is also executed by TCS for the same reason. and this locked room, where it's difficult to find out the true murderer. Only TCS, a master of unsolved crimes, would be able to kill a person in that way. Forget about the locked room bit already. Detective Foster has already found out who the murderer is. You killed Samantha Myers. Ugh, if you lousy detective wannabes can come up with anything useful. Well, we could go upstairs to room 3805 together and see if we can find any tools like fishing lines. If it turns out that I really made a bad judgment, I'll consider the possibility that TCS killed her. So, if you're really innocent, I guess you could show me upstairs. You insolent! How dare you! Ha! Out of my way! I was gonna say, like, so this cop clearly. I was gonna say it's dangerous to kind of accuse him if he has a gun and he can shoot us with it because, you know, power hungry, etc. whatever. But now I think about it, his gun is on the scene of the crime. There were 2 guns and one of them is probably his. He probably doesn't have one on his person. Not so easy. Ah! Oh my god. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Let me go, let me go. I can't breathe. Oh. James, come here and empty his pockets. Every single one of them. Eek, me? Who else is here to call James? Come on. I found it. The fishing line in his pocket, really? I knew it. Empty his jacket too. His jacket? Oh! Blue diamond? Aha. So that's what Samantha Meyer bought. You won't get away with this. James, go get the other employees. Tell them we got the murderer. Oh, okay. Moments later. Poor James. Whew. Was that it? Yeah, that was really cool. I feel like I hear like a humming noise. Give me a second. Yeah, I don't know why this game has like a default humming noise when nothing is happening. I'm looking at my desktop audio and it's like, there's definitely something there. Originally I thought it was my AC or something, and then I realized it's not hot enough for the AC to be on. Yeah, the blue diamonds. I guess that was the promised thing. No, I mean that was cool, but still. How did you know everything happened? And the trick? The fishing line trick? You saw it in the corridor too, Ben. Well, I did. I saw it. But just because you see something doesn't mean that you can figure out how it was used elsewhere. That takes talent. Did you see something that doesn't take that talent? Oh, it doesn't take talent. It's more about how objectively you can view a situation. And the drive to solve the case. I think that's what matters. Drive, you say? I mean, you know something was inside his jacket. Well, that only makes sense, regardless of whether he got the promised thing or stole it. He wouldn't have let something as important as that go. But is he even an actual police officer? Unfortunately, yes. I've seen him a few times at the station. Ha! A cop that frames innocent civilians of his own crimes. That's really messed up. Maybe I should have beat him up a little bit more. Oh, the lamp! You did that on purpose, right? Just to make me feel something. Huh? What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about. Is that lamp... Okay, the bulb is black. I guess it's supposed to indicate that it's off, but I thought it would be clear. Is something up with this lamp? I hit you with that lamp and you're making a reference? Oh, the mansion thing. It's not something to laugh about, dude. He just helped us. So you actually do regret that, huh? I'm just following the example of the greatest mind of our time, Detective Selin Foster. I'm sorry. Forget it, Selin. I know what happened. That was the only thing around you that you could use, I guess. Okay, so... where to now? We didn't see anyone that looked like the sheriff on the first floor. Actually, I thought I might go upstairs to room 3805. 3805? Where the cop was staying? What for? It's the murderer's room. I thought there might be some other clues there. I'd like to see if my deductions were correct, too. I mean, you were correct. That's why the cop was waffling about how TCS did it, because the clothes didn't have any labels on it. Oh yeah, the bit about TCS too. I mean, you want to go up to see if there was a piano wire. Is it called piano wire? I forgot. And he had it on his person, so technically you don't need it. But it doesn't hurt to go to that room, because they were clearly doing some deals. Oh yeah, the bit about TCS too. This murder happened while the town was all shaken up by the fake article about TCS and Scarlet West. Yeah, for a random person, it would look like 2 murders happened over the 2 days. How he mentioned TCS was a real killer when he was cornered. I think that this case might have something to do with TCS. But can we even go inside room 3805? Wouldn't he be locked? The one who put the room 2805 key on the table was Officer Gregory, right? And that was because he was worried that they might have noticed that the key was missing from the room before the police got there. Yeah, that was the best part of this case. I guess we should call it Selling Foster, the silent gunshot, and the locked room key. I'm kind of curious, what is his actual job? Is he actually still a reporter? Because like at this point, I'm not sure if everything was a lie, because when he said that he was after the serial killer, he was after a scoop, but that was actually a lie. He was actually there to kill him because he probably did something to someone he cared about. So I'm wondering how much of his how much of what he told us is a lie. Is he actually a reporter or not? Well, I know I said that just now, but I thought the truth might be a bit different. So the detective acknowledges that she may have made a tiny mistake. I won't say anything if you won't take me seriously. I'm sorry, detective. Please continue. Anyways, I thought it would have been too risky for the murderer to let the employee in the scene without there being a key inside room 2805. Good point. He was really lucky that the three employees were all too confused to notice whether there was a key there. And that's what Officer Gregory said. He didn't ask because of a stupid reason like that. He knew that it was stupid to not leave a key inside the room. Then, how do you do it? There's only one key, and the room is closed. How do you leave a key after the room has been locked? What? Did he use a fishing line and gun trick again? Well, I guess that would have been too challenging. The murderer was also a guest in this hotel like Samantha Meyer, right? What if the murderer simply left his own key in room 2805? See, this is a room for two? His key, you mean room 3805? Oh. No, actually, no. The engraving is on the key. I was wondering if you just switch the tag, then maybe this is actually the room for 3805. But the engraving is on the key, so I don't know. Yeah, all the keys in this hotel look the same. It's difficult to see what key opens up what room unless you take a look at it carefully. So you would have thought whoever comes to the scene first would not have been looking at the key when the bloody corpse is right there. Oh, no. Oh, I see. So originally when he committed the murder, he swapped the keys so that this key was in his pocket while his own key for 3805 was here. But when we decided to break into the room, he switched them out. Okay. He would have been caught if any of the employees were like you. So that's why he asked whether they've seen the key as soon as he got here. He was 99% sure that nobody haven't, but he couldn't be 100% sure. Anyway, if that's what happened, doesn't that mean that room 3805 was kept unlocked ever since Samantha Meyer's room has been locked? I was thinking I forgot. I haven't really been in a hotel in a while. I'm just so used to hotels being like auto lock. But I guess this is in the 60s, so that's a very different time. That sounds about right. The murderer didn't go back to his room after he switched the keys out. Well, those little things are what I want to look for. I think this would be our only chance to take a look. Let's get going before the employees of the cops swarm the place. Good idea. Alright. 10/13/1960. I didn't know I could skip that. The door really is unlocked, Selen. You're right. Yeah. Although I came up with that part later. Who cares? You got the murderer. That's what counts. The room looks exactly like the same as room 2805. We should take a look through this room before anyone else comes. The console? What? Nothing's glowing. I found something different from room 2805. There's something different? What is it? The safe. It's not here. I thought every room had a safe. Did he hide it somewhere? That ebony safe that looks pretty small and lightweight? Well, why would he need to hide the safe? He had the diamond on himself anyway. Yeah, what else could have been inside the safe? Wait, the diamond. Do you think that Samantha Myers would have carried the diamond on herself before Officer Gregory took it, I mean? Well, I guess she could have. So that diamond was important enough to steal from Samantha Meyer, right? But if it was that important to keep on herself at all times, this thing she did wouldn't have matched up. I'm talking about, oh wait. The pen that was burnt had nothing to do with anything. I was so sure that was going to be super relevant. If she had the jewel on herself, it contradicts the fact that blank. Her identity is unclear. She died from a gunshot to her head. She was drunk after drinking cocktails. I think it might have been this. Because you have something so valuable on yourself, why would you drink until you're drunk? Where she really kept the diamond was cabinet next to the bed. Ebony safe, Samantha Myers bag. I'm not sure for this one. Let's just click bag. Sure. And the murderer blanked this object. As a result, the evidence that remained in the scene was burnt fountain pen. Fountain pen was found behind the safe. It was shard black. I think, okay, this pen has to be useful for something. I just don't know what yet. In that case, I don't think it's gonna be the bag. It's probably safe. I'll try this. I'm not exactly 100% sure. Oh wait, the murderer burnt this object because it's burnt. Yeah. As a result, the remaining evidence. Maybe. Yep. All right, that checks out. That checks out. So we're saying she drank to the point where she would steal a cocktail umbrella. The umbrella? What's wrong with that? This is something that Samantha Meyer took after she drank enough cocktails to get drunk, right? If she had something as valuable as the diamond in her pocket, I don't think she would have done something so careless like that. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. But the two people met so that Samantha Myers could give them the promised thing. Then wouldn't it make sense that she had it on herself? It is possible that she gave them something else, and the diamond was payment. We don't know what the thing is. I don't think this situation makes sense at all. Samantha Myers was killed by the person she was supposed to meet, right? The memo sounded like she would be willing to give it to him, but then it turned out that the deal went sour. That's why he killed her. I mean, I don't think that's the case. If she never intended to give him the jewel, it would have been better to store it somewhere safer. Somewhere like the safe we found in room 2805. But how could the cops have opened the safe then? If he killed Samantha Meyer, he would have no way of finding out what the password is. She wasn't tortured or anything. It's ebony. It's strong but still wood. He could have burnt it. Oh, okay. But burning the safe would have also burnt whatever was inside. Do you remember how there was a burnt piece of fountain pen dropped behind the safe? I do, but I think the diamond and the fountain pen were both inside the safe. Diamonds can't be burnt by any other fire. If you knew that, burning the safe wouldn't have been any issue. Ah, so that's where the burnt pen comes in place. Okay, I'm glad. He could have burnt the safe and replaced the safe in the room 2805 with the one here. Ah, I see. I mean, I don't know how the hotels were like in 1960, because I feel like there needed to be some fire regulations regarding this, because that was literally a fire hazard. Like, what the fuck? Aha, so that's why the safe was missing in this room. Yeah, but one thing I'm still not sure about is why the fountain pen was stored with a diamond. Even if it was thanks to that pen that we managed to come to this conclusion, you know? Well, I have an idea. You mean why the fountain pen was also in the safe? I've heard of stories from some other reporters, you know? A treasure owned by the Viking prince called the Jewel of Atlantis was stolen, apparently. The Viking prince? What prince? It's more of a mysterious legend than anything. A great prince who hails from an ancient band of Vikings allegedly looted it from his raid on the underwater kingdom of Atlantis. That diamond, I never heard anything like that before. Not a lot of people know about it. I mean, a Viking prince? That's ridiculous anyways. Even professional appraisers aren't certain if it has any values or not. Well, a blue diamond that big wouldn't be common at all. I guess if the provenance isn't that clear, a legend like that might pop up from somewhere. You know what the really weird thing is? The Jewel of Atlantis isn't a jewel. It's a fountain pen. What? You mean that thing that turned into a smoldering pile of ash? I heard that they would intentionally keep it in a box with a fake diamond in order to confuse any potential thieves. It's been a thing at least since when the pyramids were built, they say. That's nonsense. Fountain pens were invented in the 19th century. The pyramids were built thousands of years ago, and the Vikings existed centuries ago. Which is exactly why this whole Viking royalty or artifacts from Atlantis bit is just straight up nonsense. That means that the murderer, he burnt the real treasure and took the fake jewel. I mean, it was large, but didn't have the same shine Brucewick's ring had. After all, if a diamond that size went missing, the entire world would be in an uproar by now. That's a good point. So we should probably look at the pen. The only reason nobody's interested is because it's just an old fountain pen and a counterfeit diamond. That makes sense. I'm really glad about Ben's presence. I wasn't really sure at first because it seemed like he was a stalker. Honestly, it was really creepy that he was like in Scarlet West's, I was gonna say basement by accident, in her garage, just camping out there for days, weeks actually. But so far, ever since he's been with us, although he's kind of snarky and whatnot, he's been a very good assistant, as he says, because he knows a lot of things that Selen doesn't. He knows how like the real world operates more than Selen. Selen's definitely the one that carries a team in terms of smarts and problem solving, but there's definitely stuff that she doesn't know, and Ben is a good supplement to that. And Samantha Meyer used that fountain pen when she was writing that letter, remember? Oh wait, remember? Does that Ben? Yeah, that was Ben, my bad. Right, the letter. I thought she just pressed hard to write with it, with the remaining ink. I didn't think that was written with a stolen pen. I guess she must have wanted to try it out since she knew that it was a stolen treasure. Considering how she took the umbrella from the cocktail glass when she was drunk, maybe she was a bit of a kleptomaniac. Everything is mine! Kleptomania? Maybe. She didn't feel normal anyway. Come to think of it, there were Hamel cigarettes in her bag. It was mentioned in Brucewick's journal that he said he was doing a chemical experiment with that. Oh, I remember. Something about an antidote, I think. Oh, that'll explain the cigarette that was on Brucewick's body when we found him. So Samantha Meyer was also from the underworld, it seems. After all, she had an issue with her credit card anyway. Are you saying that Samantha Meyer would have been a member of the Paradise Dextra? She could have been, or she could have belonged to any other mafia family across the country. Stealing an artifact to sell on the black market is a very mafia-like thing to do, after all. Then, her clothes not having any labels like Brucewick's 10 years ago, well, there might be some sort of mafia family out there who will keep that rule. If Samantha Meyer really was a Paradise Dextra member, or has something to do with Brucewick, at least, her death means that TCS could have been involved in this case somehow. But that Officer Gregory, an officer of Somerset Police Department, killed her. What's happening here? I'm not sure. William could answer this for me. Well, anyway, William, where were you when an officer in your own department was out here killing people? Alright, I realize now that the reason why there was nothing like highlighted here was because the problem is the thing that we're trying to inspect is empty. It's shocking. How can you just burn a priceless treasure like that? Who cares? It's most likely that it just happened to be in the possession of a gravedigger after all. But what if it's really a lost artifact from Atlantis? Then Grandpa Poseidon will come looking for it. Don't worry too much about it. Regardless of whether it was a real treasure or not, Samantha Meyer should not have been killed for it. Well, even if she was an artifact thieving mafia, I'd still say it's cruel and unusual. Alright, so that's done. So we have the bathroom door, we have the bed, and we have... What the fuck is this? Crumbled bedding slips. We'll start with the left here. And the console is also ready. Okay, no, never mind. I was wondering, it looked like it disappeared from my things I could examine, but I forgot that it just never glowed in the first place. I wonder if there's anything left in the bathroom. Oh, wait, this door's locked shut. Well, isn't that a suspicious looking door? Step aside, I'll break it down. Huh? You don't have to. Wait, maybe you should. It is weird that the bathroom would be locked because the dude's not in his room, so maybe someone's hiding the room. If you don't break this door down, I'm sure the employees will at some point. Huh? My fucking foot hurts! The door wasn't that thick. Wow, Ben, that was so cool! You look like an orangutan. An orangutan? That doesn't really sound like a compliment to me. Well, in Edgar Allan Poe's first detective novel that has a locked room trick in it, there's an orangutan, and the animal's incredibly strong. I don't think that this is the right time for a little literature lesson, detective. You need to look at this. What the fuck? Wait. How the fuck am I supposed to go to the bathroom now? Wait, there's another door here? Is this like a pathway to a super luxurious spa? Yeah, right. Yeah, I've never exactly heard of a hotel where the only bathroom is a super luxurious. Maybe this isn't a room. If it's not a room, then what? Secret meeting place disguised as a regular hotel room, maybe? And maybe that's why he called Samantha Myers to this room instead of the hotel bar. Huh? You're trying to get this door open somehow, right? Of course. What if something jumps at you from inside? I don't care. Oh, okay, let me know when you're ready. I'll prepare some... I'll prepare it for an ambush with this thing. Are you serious? I'm joking, Since other people will be coming upstairs to room 3805, I might not have another chance to come back. I should go in this after... Okay. That is wild. Only the people who have special access can reserve this room. This bed is made just like new. The other places are very clean as well. So does that mean the police officer was... Does that mean the police officer actually did not stay in this room? You're just there to loot the dead body, so I don't know. Here's something on the table. The only trace that someone was here. What are those betting slips doing here? Yeah, those are all lottos. And these are all bets on the same horse. Never mind, last weekend, huh? Guess this day out at the race course didn't go well. So Officer Gregory was addicted to betting on horse races. No, okay, so we are confirming this is his room. Maybe that's why he stole the jewel Samantha Meyer bought. He needed money. Ah, those degenerate gamblers. They live like there's no tomorrow, them lot. I just played an episode of Trails from Zero. An episode where I spent like an hour gambling. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I don't have a problem. See? There's something similar to what we saw at the living room in the mansion. Look at what it says. Use device to trip fire alarm at midnight, source dry ice at the hotel bar, and balloon through room service. Be mindful of hotel staff movement around the evening of the 13th. A representative from the card company is supposed to visit. So credit card company, I think? Key must be switched out as soon as arriving on the scene. Accused employee who first heard the gunshot outside of room 2805 and then announced the true murderer is TCS after some investigation. You will be briefed with an announcement timeline later. Enrique Gregory. Oh, okay. So these, whenever there's a file with a name on the side, the file is for that person. But that being said, this is on Somerset Police Department paper, so this is suggesting that someone from the Somerset Police Department, so potentially William. Use the device to trip the fire alarm at midnight, balloon through room service. A representative from the card company, key must be switched out. Hey, you're spot on with your deduction. So the murderer, it wasn't just Officer Gregory. I got the feeling that he wasn't the type to come up with an elaborate plan by himself. Look here, even says the officer should try to push the narrative that the employee who heard the gunshot is the murderer, and then claim that TCS was behind everything. Well, you basically got a full score with your deduction, even the part about TCS. I guess it's cause for a celebration? Mentioning TCS when he was cornered, it wasn't him babbling out of nowhere, it was all part of the plan. What kind of lunatic does one have to be in order to kill cops? What kind of lunatic does one have to be to order cops to kill people? Well, sometimes they just do it. No, I'm not gonna go there actually. William didn't kill people. Scarlet West, if it wasn't meant for killing Ed Payne, what could a trap in the fire be meant for? Well, it's not even because Ed Payne or Samantha Myers were both criminals. They're just lying with the articles about TCS and all. I mean, at this point, you should genuinely question if there even is a TCS. It may as well be that the murderer announcement was also an inside job. That is possible. I did think about that possibility where they're essentially making a serial killer criminal so that they can mask all their own crimes. It is possible. That makes no sense. Why would a cop do that? Then why are they so busy making up new TCS victims? I don't know. If I knew he'd be up to this, I would have stopped him no matter what. Maybe that's why Dad left this job for me, instead of William or the other cops. Daddy did say, don't trust the cops. That being said, I still don't know if that letter was from Daddy because it had no cipher symbol on it. Did Dad already notice that the Somerset Police Department was becoming more and more corrupt? And that I shouldn't trust them? I'm not accusing you of anything. I would have expected you to stop them. I wouldn't have expected you to stop them. It's not over yet. There should still be a way to fix all this if we keep looking. Dad put his trust in me. The problem is I don't know what I should be doing yet. Alright. Last thing, to the window! There's nothing special about the window. I thought I'd find the fishing line stuck in the window or something. So you shot the gun inside room 2805 from here. It was an incredible trick, I gotta say. I guess he booked this particular room right on top of the victim's room on purpose. This plan wouldn't have worked unless he knew well about how the hotel was built and how the employees worked. So there has to be an inside person. So I think the inside person is probably the bartender, actually. I suppose all this would have been planned out for a long time. Criminals. There's nothing special about the window. I thought I'd find— oh, whoops, never mind. I clicked the same thing by accident. I think that's everything, so I think I'm done with this room. but after I open this door, I don't think I will have the time to check it again. Should I open the mysterious door in the bathroom? Go inside. I got nothing left here. Ben, I'm ready. Let's go inside. Are you really taking that lamp? I thought about it, but it might be dark inside, right? Like the basement? You're not gonna let this go, are you? So that means you're planning to keep this in touch with me? Huh. I'm glad you think of me that way, detective. Forget it. Forget it. I don't ship them, but I do think that this interaction is really cute. 10/13/1960, Hotel Clara, secret chamber. No more locks, thank God. So the inside. The Mona Lisa. Wow, this. Oh. When they talk about the bartender, they're talking about the bartender for this room. This place is like a really fancy bar. I guess it's more of a private bar than anything. The ambience is really different from the one on the first floor. It's not just the ambience. This place feels really off limits for regular people like us. So the bathroom in room 3805 is the only entrance to this room? I think we got really lucky, but don't you think we got the right place? If your godfather was supposed to meet the bartender, I'm getting a feeling that this is a better place than the bar on the first floor. Yeah, definitely. Nobody's around, and a cop is guarding the front door too. I'm guessing that the bar that Samantha Myers mentioned. mentioned must have been this place, not the bar on the first floor. So that's why she came upstairs to room 3805. She must have drank that cocktail here. I'm guessing that this place wasn't just made for secret drinking. I smell some shady business going around here. Did William already leave after doing what he had to? There's nobody here. We spent a lot of time at room 2805 anyway. If he was supposed to be here at 6 p.m., it would be stranger if he was still here. I don't know what time it is though. Too bad. We should have seen if he left any evidence behind. I should check if William or the bartender left any traces. Okay. First thing would be this thing. A sensor? Why would there be a sensor here? What is that? Is that supposed to be like a sensor for like incense? I don't know what a sensor is, to be honest, when it's spelled like this. Beats me. Don't they use it in churches? The Pope or some other white robe people hold it like this, and hey, leave it alone. You'll drop what's inside. It's probably some ashes from something they burned. Probably nothing. Oh, it's not ashes, it's black datura. Oh, it's relevant to the drug and the poison. Huh? You mean that thing from Bruce Wilk's diary? Look, the sensor is full of black datura petals. Will I die for touching that? Touching the flower won't kill you, but anyway, I'm wondering if the petals can be burnt to make smoke. What effect would it have? Poison? It's either the poison or the cure. I don't really remember all the stuff in the diary, to be honest. And once again, our evidence is kind of wiped. We have these left. So we have the coffer hardcover and Bruce Wilk's diary. Oh god. Okay, so I don't know if black datura is a poison, but it is used as well alongside Hamel cigarettes in order to potentially make the I don't know, experiment. I assume it's used to make the cure, but I can't tell. So maybe I really want to believe William is good, but it's harder with all these suspicious things going on. But I'm hoping that maybe he's doing all this investigation to solve the case, not to perform it. And maybe he's trying to look for a cure for this instead of trying to poison people. Oh man. Alright, next thing would be the Mona Lisa painting. Wait, really? Not the painting, but just this thing. So, not the painting, but this part and this part. Oh, there's lights. One of my greatest fears is when a painting's eyes move. It's just so creepy for me. I don't know if there's anything I can do. I'll leave here for now. Maybe that'll be used for an experiment later. Alright, these paintings? Oh, fucking... Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, we got this thing. What's this? Let's see. 4 types of alcohol served by default. There are 4 types of alcohol basically provided on the table. Red, orange, olive, and blue. And they have the capital letters to dictate what is what. Maybe you're supposed to spell a word or something? I'm guessing that these are instructions given to the bartender working here. Yeah, it's written on the bottom here. The number of bottles for each color should be the same. But it looks like each table has a different number of bottles. Maybe it's not talking about a single table, but all the tables as a whole. Huh? Maybe, but I guess it could be read that way. Always keep the number of alcohol. Okay, I don't know. Here we have... There's a giant cash register in the middle. I'm guessing that the owner must have had a peculiar taste in antiques. Aren't the buttons on this thing pretty weird too? It's made out of 9 numbers from 3 to 19. Yeah. Well, if the price is always one of the 9 numbers, then I suppose this structure does make it more convenient. Pressing 3 increases the amount by 3 cents, but pressing 6 increases the amount by $6. But it looks like each button can only be pressed once. So buying 2 3-cent products wouldn't make 6 cents. Could it be a sales trick that uses flaws in cash register to make customers buy pricier things? I don't think so. So like they said, we can only night and day. Yeah, I don't know how to operate that at the moment. We'll need more clues. Fucking more paintings. I'm just turning everything off for now. Oh, I'm scared, man. I'm not good with this. Okay, a cupboard like this would be pricey. The books in this bar are quite... I remember the book. It's the book from the beginning. Introduction to Cryptography. Sorry, there we go. Doesn't really fit a bar. What's wrong with that? It's a nice book. I read it 5 times. No matter how good of a book it is, why would someone pick up a book while they're drinking? There's quite a few nice books around here. Look, wait. Here, can you see what's carved inside here? Be gone, roll orb. Ben, look here. There's something carved inside. Roller B? What's that supposed to mean? So, red, olive, orange, blue. Beats me. What does that mean? Red, olive, orange, blue. Thing is, I don't see any like beverages. Like here, I can see orange stuff like here, but it's not interactable. And here, I can't do anything with this. So I don't even see prices, so I don't know how I can do anything. Here there's 2 blue ones, a red one, and an orange one. Do I really have to keep count of all of these? Here are 3 greens. Maybe the light that they're looking at is supposed to be on. So the Mona Lisa is looking... I don't fucking know. She's looking here, so I'm turning this light on. So this light on. Yeah, I got nothing. Okay, I think I'm almost done looking through this room, but it's still a mystery. What could the letters roll orb I found inside the cupboard mean? I think I'm gonna need a hint. I don't know how to get a hint. So there are 4 paintings, but there's only so much I can do about it. Does it have to be like... Oh, you really don't get it. I don't know how the paintings are related to roll orb. I might actually have to look this up. I'm really not sure. Wait, it says I have to rearrange bottles, but I can't touch any of the bottles, right? Because I took them all off, but I can't put them back on. Okay, so what it is, it's supposed to be, I'll just write this out. So we need a roll orb, so that's red, orange, olive, and blue. And what you need to do apparently is count the number of bottles in the room. I thought there was supposed to be something interactable, but there isn't. So that's why I got really confused. So here we have 2, 1, and 1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 3. So this would be 2, 3, 4, 3. And if I go here, I have to somehow get it to go 2, 3, 4, 3. Maybe I miscounted because I don't know if I can get 2, 3 in the first 2 digits. Oh no, I'll give this a shot. Crank it. That is not right. Okay. Oh, I spelled roll-orb wrong. It's 2, 4, 3, 3. Whoops. Okay, no, that makes it that makes it possible. All right, 2, 4, 3, 3. There we go. Oh, okay. Oh, that's a relief. I guess we got the right answer. Oh, how did you find that out? Do you want an explanation? Nah, I think I'm fine. What? Why do you even ask then? It's more of an expression than anything. I already know you're smart. But don't you want to know what riddle was? Not really. I'm more interested in this new thing that popped up. What are they? Wait, what they point and gaze upon all must be turned over and brought to death? Let everything they point and see turn upside down and die. What? I guess I have to pull this button to the right and the stag turns over after all. It's not moving. It won't budge. So the golden stag's neck isn't really that easy to get. I thought that was... Okay, yeah, no, that is a stag. When it said stag, I thought it was a stag beetle. So we can't pull it. Yeah, alright. So let everything they point to and see turn upside down and die. So, like, everything that's not that. So it was what I was thinking, but the opposite. So turn on the lights that they're not looking at. Okay. Will that work? I'm not sure about the Mona Lisa one. So he's pointing at the light, so the lights are supposed to die? No, I don't think that's right, because nobody else has light in their thing. Oh, the deer is also looking at that one. Yeah, I hate to be like this, but these are just not ringing a bell. I'm not sure. I might have to look this one up too. Okay, so apparently I was on the right track, but I guess something just didn't work. Oh, I fucking forgot. Yeah, so nothing is supposed to proc automatically. I had the right idea, but I just forgot the thing to confirm whether or not a puzzle worked is supposed to be pulling this thing. So, oh, that means it didn't work. The only one I'm kind of confused about is the Mona Lisa, because technically it's not looking in any direction. It's looking to this side. I guess if anything, it'd be like that. Did that work? Nope, that didn't work. So Mona Lisa, I guess maybe all the lights are on? Nope. Maybe just this top one? Oh, it worked. Okay, fine, it worked. That's strange. I turned off all the lights that correspond to the hints, and nothing changed. What? There we go. Secret door. Oh wow, the deer's neck really turned backwards. What? That was what the golden deer's neck really meant? I mean, yeah. That's not it. The neck turned and the cupboard over there moved too. I saw that too. Let's see what's up with that cupboard. Alright, this room was not good for me. I messed up a lot. There's a secret space behind the cupboard. Oh, yeah, I guess it's right behind this curtain. I guess we'll go in. Whoa! Hello. Nice pad you've got here. Who are you? What? Scarlet West? What are you? Oh, why are you here? Why are you so late? If you locked someone in here, then at least run your errands quickly. Who was that? Who locked you here? Huh, what do you mean who? Didn't William send you to? William locked Scarlet West up here? Sheriff William Russell brought you from home and had you here, and had you hide here. Yeah, why are you saying all that anyways? Where's my bathwater anyway? I know some people would love your bathwater. Bathwater? I told you to fetch me some bathwater. Oh, we haven't forgotten the scented oil. We're not here for that. What? Where the hell are you and how? We're lawyers. Mr. Brucewick hired us 10 years ago. Miss West, were you engaged with Mr. Brucewick back then? Actually, I would be like 8 years old, or maybe like 6 years old 10 years ago. What? What are you talking about? I never... Mr. Bruswick wanted to pass around $100,000 to his fiancée after he died. Why would I... Wait, what? Did you just say $100,000? Unfortunately, our client had some complicated family issues, so we had some business at the court for the last 10 years. But that's all behind us in a positive way. That's why we're here for you, Miss West. In short, we're here to give you Mr. Bruswick's inheritance. Inheritance? Bruswick? Hey, do you think you can deal with all this? You're a natural liar, aren't you? What else could I have said? If we tell her the truth, she'll kick us out of here in a blink of an eye. But still... Anyway, you're telling me that he had $100,000? Oh, she's like, oh my god, money! Of course, he had split it in various accounts in order to ensure stability. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, they say. Selling... What were those banks called? Huh? He had accounts at Elias State Central Bank, Rustin Brothers, Stone City. Mr. Bruswick took meticulous care of his portfolio, so it's no wonder why you never knew that he was that wealthy, Miss West. I knew it. I knew it didn't make any sense. He had a secret profile of accounts? That little... Of course, we need proof that we are Mr. Bruswick's legal representatives. Therefore, we brought something that belonged to him. He wanted to give you this, by the way. Selin, perhaps Miss West would want to see the ring. Oh, here. It's a ring Mr. Bruswick prepared to propose. Oh my god. Is this diamond? Oh yes, so Mr. Bruswick wanted to give this ring to you. He couldn't due to his untimely death though. And the letters carved inside. Oh, beautiful. Look how it gleams. I love diamonds. This would be 2, no 3 carats. She's not even listening to me. So, how's that? Are you ready to talk to us now? Oh, of course. Oh my, you should have come earlier. I've been dying for this moment. No, actually the one dying was Bruswick, but you really should have come earlier. Yeah, took us a bit, didn't it? Hey, Selin. What dastardly scheme do you have in mind this time? You have some questions for this woman, right? Well, I have plenty of questions about what happened at the mansion and what happened 10 years ago. Alright then, I'll set it up. You work your magic. What are you even thinking of? I'm not a genius detective like you are, but I'm not dead weight you have to pull around. So, what do I do now? What should I do now? There's one last thing you need to prove that in order to receive Mr. Bruswick's inheritance. Prove? Prove what? I'll prove anything. Miss West, you're Mr. Bruswick's fiancée, isn't that right? Of course. Who else would be engaged to him? I think she was about to call Bruswick a nasty name, though. It's been a thorn in the back for us for the last 10 years in court. But truth be told, Miss West, there's no clear evidence that you're engaged with Mr. Bruswick. It's unfortunate, but it's the truth. What? Evidence? Why would you need evidence for that? It's definitely legal proceedings. Evidence is critical here, Miss West. Absolutely critical. Bruswick designated his fiancée as the inheritor. If the fiancé does not exist, then the next in line would be his cousin and other family members. Huh, that's a ridiculous law if I've ever heard one. Worry not, Miss West, we prepared a way out of this situation. All you have to do, Miss West, is to answer some questions we prepared truthfully. That would be it. You two will ask questions to me? For the last 10 years, we collected all sorts of information about the relationship between you and Mr. Bruswick. You're saying that you've been running a background check on me all this time? We didn't want to, but that was the only option. All because we want to win the case against Mr. Bruswick's family members and bring some good news to you, Mr. West. But we needed to make sure that you are the true, real, lawful inheritor of Mr. Bruswick's fortunes. That is what the law says. And only after we verify this information will you receive this inheritance. Therefore, as lawyers, we will compare this information we have collected until now and your testimony. Well, we do not believe you would lie to us, but if you do, Miss West, you will be able to find discrepancies between the information and your right to inherit Mr. Bruswick's fortunes will also be null and void. Oh, long story short, it's really nothing. All you have to do is be honest with us and answer our questions to the best of your knowledge. If we can't find out anything out of the ordinary, we will transfer Mr. Bruswick's inheritance to you right away. Alright, I'll answer your questions then, right? That's correct! I'm only saying this out of your sake, but please refrain from giving us any sort of evasive answers. You best be surprised to know how accurate our information is on you, Miss West. Why would I lie about things like this? Haha, of course you wouldn't. We've been doing this for 10 years, and we want as much out of you as much... Wait. We want out of it as much as you do. Oh, okay, sorry. What if I don't know or can't remember? It's been a while since then, you know. We'll try to make the best judgment out of what you tell us, so don't worry about it too much. Of course, it would be best if you try to remember what happened. Okay, I'll try my best. Alright, Tellen, it's your turn now. Shoot your shot. Be honest with me right now. You're not a reporter, are you? Aren't you just a crook? Well, I'm an assistant to Detective Foster. That's who I am. I love his eyebrows. Like, yep, of course I am. You didn't even bat an eyelid. My cousin's a lawyer specializing in a case like this. I haven't pulled all that out of nowhere, you know. I think that's probably true. I think your cousin would feel like suing you if you knew that you were impersonating him like this. She wouldn't be lying to us after all this. So is it she? Maybe spin-off game? What happens after we finish questioning her? Bruce Wig's inheritance. You have the diary you found in his basement, right? You said it yourself, didn't you? His money belongs to her. I did, but... I'm sorry, but I'm ready. What? Whatever, now that things have come to this, I'll ask her everything and worry about the rest later. I'll start now. Scarlet West. She was in a relationship with the victim and also TCS and Ed Payne's target. At the same time, she seemed strangely close to William. She's like the eye of the storm. She's the key to the entire case. I've got tons of questions, so I should be careful. I should carefully note down my questions and her answers. What I want to ask you is the woman named Scarlet West. Oh, William Russell. I mean, the thing I'm curious about the most is William Russell. A relationship between her and Sheriff William Russell. What sort of relationship do you have with William, the sheriff? With William, there's nothing. For this photograph, it suggests that you were quite close. What's this? Who took this? When? I'm not sure about the details, but William had it on him, though. He did? Oh, what a pervert. Wait, weren't you with William at the mansion last night? And you just said that William brought you here. Do you think I enjoy doing what he tells me to do? What exactly did William tell you to do? Do I really need to answer this question? I need to take everything into account. He said that I won't be having any guests soon and that I should be staying here for a while. By guests, do you mean guests that will come to your place of work? Yes, he said the store will close for a while, or whatever. Did he tell you why? Do you think he would have? Then why follow those orders? I mean, you can't work here or really do anything. You're basically imprisoned. Aw, damn. He's just like, yeah. Any love he had for her is lost. He's the sheriff. What if he tries to punish me for not obeying his orders? But William, he wouldn't do anything wrong to you just because you don't obey an irrational order or two. Oh, I don't know. Nobody cares about what I have to say. The more I think about it, the more I lose. Nobody cares about what she has to say. Why does she think like that? Scarlet West doesn't seem like the type of person to take that treatment nicely. I heard that you work at a bar uptown. Why does the police interfere in what happens there or when the employees work? I don't know. I guess you just talk to the madam or whatever. Alright then, do you know where William went after he brought you here? I'm dying to know myself. When is he going to bring me my bathwater? I don't think she's lying, so she was just taken here? Someone like her would have resisted. I think it's strange that she's just following orders. Maybe she is being blackmailed. Trapped in the living room. Do you remember the mansion on 17 Pamela Street? So, do you... Wait, what? Why did Selen ask that? Like, why would she... So, do you know what that thing in the living room is? What? I'm not sure if I follow. What do you mean, that thing in the living room? Well, there was a mannequin with a red wig and gasoline. Mannequin? What? Hey, your questions aren't making a lot of sense to me, you know? So yeah, that had nothing to do with her. She was just following orders, and then when she goes back home, she's like, my house is burnt down! So, Scarlet West has no idea about the trap in the living room. Should I tell her that her house burned down? I think she'd be in shock to learn. Hey, stop playing games with me, alright? Of course, it's nothing. I must have gotten mixed up, haha. Ridiculous. Wake up, alright? This is important business, isn't it? She would be unimaginably angry. I don't think I should bring it up now. False article. Did you read this morning's paper? No, I haven't. Here, this is the article. I think you should read it yourself. What is this? Why? This is nonsense. I died? Hey, so this is not correct, right? No shit, she's right there. Since you are alive, TCS. Can't you tell? Of course it's not correct. This ridiculous article with my face right there. But please calm down. Do you have any idea who might have written this article? No. She's weirdly hesitant, maybe because she's shocked? See, the police had already known of the existence of the article by the night of the 12th. I mean, it's about what happened in the future. But they still decided to print it in the real paper. At least the Sheriff William would have known that this wasn't real. So what I'm saying is, why would they have done that? I don't know, I don't have no idea. She looks upset. I don't think I'll be able to get anything out of her. I guess it's a normal reaction for someone who learned that they just died. Fake news. Scarlett does not have any idea. I'm sorry, we really didn't expect to see an article like this. Do you need a moment or to calm down? We can carry on after that. No, I'm alright, please. Go on. This fake newspaper won't bother me anymore when I leave this town. Yes, sure. Alright, nothing else about William Russell. How do I go back? Oh, there we go. So view all. This is a topper selection. Okay, this navigation is not great. Let's go with Ed Payne. About Ed Payne. Do you know about Ed Payne, the escaped prisoner? What? Payne who? Ed Payne. He broke out of the CMP River course last August. Oh, come to think of it, it's confidential information. You wouldn't have heard about it. I'm sorry, I'll ask you a different question. Have you felt like someone was stalking you or someone was trying to harm you recently? Oh, yes, I have. There has been this worm who's been following me. A worm. I'm sure that was tough. How did you deal with that problem? It was nothing. That sausage should have starved to death by now. Did someone try to put you in danger? Maybe someone could have attacked you. No, nothing of the sort. The stalker was following me constantly. I even had the police escort me for a while because of that. That prick followed me into my own house, you know. But I'm used to that because of all my job. Now that I've given him a proper lesson, he'd be burning in hell by now. It's not that far off from the truth. Anyway, you weren't attacked by anyone, I understand? Haha, none whatsoever. Who would dare? If someone as much as lifts a finger at me, they get what's coming. Get what's coming, Miss West? That someone might have been a strong man. Haha, funny. Of course I wouldn't be the one to teach him a lesson. The cops will do it for me. I'll tell you the truth. There's a maniac from River Course called Ed Payne. He's after your life, Miss West. He's been following you around, looking for a chance to kill you. The River Course? I haven't even been there. Why would he be after me? Do you not know him at all? Couldn't someone else have had some bad blood with you, even if it wasn't him? Someone who knows you might have put a hit on you using Ed Payne. I'm not sure if anybody hates me that much. But, so what? If anyone wants to kill me, they could try. I've got loads of bodyguards. What are they gonna do about it? Scarlet West seems to think that it's only right that people are going to keep her safe. She's not even considering the possibility that someone might be trying to attack her. Anyway, she doesn't know Ed Payne and she hasn't come across him yet. Alright, 2 more people. Let's go with Cardwell. I'm gonna say Brucewick for last. Deal 10 years ago. Brucewick struck a deal 10 years ago with a man called Cardwell. A deal? Yes, according to our information, that has something to do with you two moving to Somerset. We are thinking of that Brucewick obtained the deeds to a mansion on 17th Pamela Street through that deal with Cardwell. Huh. Do you have any suspicions? That goddamn house? That's why. Oh damn, look at her face here. Did Brucewick ever tell you about the deal, or do you think he would have? You already know that he was a filthy rich lawyer, don't you? Is he talking about Cardwell or Brucewick? And he still bought that trash heap of a house? I knew it. I knew it didn't make any sense. So she thought that Brucewick was a lawyer? Can you tell that Cardwell forced a sale? Stupid. How can you call that a deal? So, are you implying that Brucewick was taking losses from this relationship? Of course. But you said that you never heard anything about it from him. He would have been ashamed of himself. How could he have told me that he was blackmailed into buying that house? Oh, so that's why what you suspected? You think Cardwell might have blackmailed or threatened him? Ha! That explains everything. That's stupid. I get that she doesn't like the mansion on 17 Pamela Street that much, but why is she suddenly concluding that he must have been blackmailed? Cardwell. Do you know anything about this Cardwell? His full name is Taylor Cardwell Scott. He's a lawyer from Queen City. No, I do not know that person. But that was really fast. Is she lying to me? Cardwell was in contact with Brucewick quite often. Do you remember anything about him? What? He was in contact? I'm not sure. He never said anything about that man. Never. Did she not know that Cardwell set up a wiretap at her place? Did Cardwell kill Brucewick? What? We still don't know who killed Brucewick. Cardwell, why do you think he would have killed Brucewick? Do you have something that you want to tell us? No, it's nothing. I don't know who Cardwell is, but I thought that you mentioned him for a reason. That's strange. If she had only heard about this name for the first time today, is it reasonable to think that he was the murderer? We don't have enough proof to think that she knows who Cardwell is and is lying to us. Awkward. Alright, TCS. I forgot present. Do you know about TCS, right? The serial killer in yesterday's paper? Yes, I do. What do you think about this article on TCS? What do I think? Nothing. It's not really relevant to me. It could have been relevant. TCS could have killed Brucewick, no? Oh, that. Well, yeah, a rotten criminal, that. Did it ever remind you of anything that, did it ever remind you of anything you remembered about the murder 10 years ago? I think it would have been a bit disturbed if I were you. I'm sorry, but I really don't know anything about what happened back then. Disturbed or not, it's really not relevant to me at all. Was this woman really engaged to him? I think so. Too bad for Brucewick, but still. I mean, it wasn't like we were strangers or anything. Like, you know, we were engaged. Yeah. What a scary woman. Alright, so, going back here. Brucewick! Brucewick before the murder. How did you first meet Theodore Brucewick and end up being engaged to him? How? Well, it was nothing special. We first met at a party at Maudie. He was just in the corner drinking some beer by himself. Yes, some beer in a martini glass, and I walked up to him and chatted him up. And then he invited me to a party on a yacht, and I went there, but I was his only guest. Turns out he prepared a surprise party just for me. Wouldn't that have been dangerous? You got on a stranger's boat alone. No, I was so touched. He threw a luxurious party like that just for me. The number on the receipt is the most truthful way of expressing what's in your mind. I see. I met him a few more times afterwards, and then he proposed. I accepted. He wanted to go to the city together and live a luxurious, happy life. It was all a lie, though. I never knew the house would be in such a run-down, crappy neighborhood. It's such a relief that we got engaged instead of getting married right away. I can't imagine what my life would have been turned into if I suddenly became a widow. How long have you two been engaged when you moved to Somerset? Around 2 months, I think. Brucewick was rich enough to throw a party on a yacht. Do you know how he made his fortune? He said he made a lot of money at New Albans running a business and retired early. If he was on the run from a criminal organization, there's no way he could have ran a business. He must have lied to her. And all of his money must have been from crime. Have you ever felt that Mr. Brucewick was involved in a dangerous business? Dangerous business? At least according to our records, it seemed that there was a secret organization or something trying to track down Mr. Brucewick in order to eliminate him. A secret organization? That sounds more like a movie. I have no clue. Was there anything strange about the people you met or what he did? I just told you he retired. He didn't work, nor did he meet people. He didn't meet any people? But what about you meeting him at a party in Marty? That's the only time I've seen him meet someone else or even be anywhere crowded. After we moved to Somerset, it got even worse. He wouldn't even leave the house. Oh, come to think of it, didn't you find a wiretap at your house one time? What? Wow, how did you know about that? Oh, I'm not authorized to tell you how I know. Are you implying that this secret organization was behind that too? I'm not very sure about that, but our records suggest that Brucewick met with the person who installed the wiretap. Really? I didn't know. He used to go on a business trip each month. I guess maybe he met him there. Did you not go with him? Why would I follow him there? Even if I tried, he would have stopped me. He never told me where he was going or what he was doing. It would have been useful if Scarlett knew anything about the deal Brucewick made. I'm guessing the two weren't as close as I thought. Brucewick, did he go on another business trip before he died? Yes. And I'm guessing that you didn't know where he was going. I don't know where he went. But I remember him telling me that he would be going for 2 more days than usual because he had to go somewhere far away. Somewhere far away? Could this have to do with why Brucewick died? What happened to Brucewick after Brucewick was murdered? Brucewick died 10 years ago. Have you lived in the mansion on 17th Pamela Street ever since, Miss West? Yes, it just all happened that way. I'm guessing that it wouldn't have been easy to live alone in such a large house. Didn't you feel like leaving Somerset, especially seeing as how your fiancé died mysteriously? It doesn't matter where I live. I'm not going back to my family anyway. I just got used to living here. That's why I decided to stay. She doesn't seem very fond of her life in Somerset, though. Then why did you purchase the mansion on 17 Palmer Street after the incident? I'm sorry? The mansion? The original owner, Mr. Brucewick, died. Who's the legal owner of the residence now? I didn't buy the house myself, but the owner of the shop that I worked at bought it and let me stay there for free. Wow. The owner seems like a kind person. The house is quite large after all. I have many fond memories about that place. I suppose you kept that into account. Really? What kind of person is he? You seem to know him quite well, since he would have known about your past. He is just a normal. Not much to say about it really. Huh? She was hesitating for a while before answering. But I don't think I can pry her for more information about his owner. I don't know anything about where Scarlet West works, so I can't tell if she's telling the truth or not. I mean, there was that one person that she said was her boyfriend. I should let it go for now. Maybe I'll come up with the better questions on this topic later. What happened when Brucewick was being murdered? In the morning of October 12th, 1950, they found Mr. Brucewick's body on the beach. And the next day, in the morning, October 13th, some police officers visited your house on 17 Pamela Street. I understand that they had some questions for you, is that right? That's right. They just came storming in. Why did you lie? What? Lie? You told them that you just know Brucewick and that you have someone else in Primstown. Pimstown. Oh, did I say that? And you tried to leave Somerset in a hurry too. I don't think that was very normal for a woman who was told that her fiancé just died. I'd like an explanation. Back then, yeah, we just had a quarrel. Something like a lover's quarrel, yes. And I was slightly agitated, let's say. That's why I said that. You were agitated when your fiancé had just died? I didn't know that the people who came to the house were police officers. I thought there were some people who knew him somehow, so I was just trying to sneak out of the situation. They find me suspicious if I first acted like I didn't know what was going on and then suddenly started telling them about him, right? It's just that things blew out of proportion from then. That's really it. How could I have known that he just died like that? Can you tell me who Sam Hilton was from Pimstown is? Yeah, that's the person. Sam Hilton? Who's that? The police found a checkbook under the name Sam Hilton in your jacket when they were investigating the living room of the mansion. Oh, did I? That name was why the police back then considered you to be a key suspect in the poisoning of Brucewick. I was a key suspect? That's crazy. Mr. Brucewick had left Somerset on October 10th on a business trip. You weren't at the house while your fiancé was away and spent time in Pimstown's department store instead. A stack of newspapers under your mailbox was proof of that. When you came back on the morning of the 13th, you didn't seem to care about your fiancé's car, although the windows was broken. Whoever Sam Hilton was, if he was close enough with you to provide you with a checkbook, knowing that you didn't have any other person to rely on economically, couldn't he have been an accomplice who provided you with whatever supplies and who could have called Brucewick back home from his business trip to poison him? This is absolutely nonsense. How dare you? How dare you call me a murderer? I can't make it clear who Sam Hilton was. Oh, if you can't make it clear who Sam Hilton was and why you tried to run away after your fiancé's death, I have no other choice but to suspect you of being involved in his death. Okay, if you insist, I'll give you a proper explanation why you could never accuse me of committing such a horrid crime. I was supposed to marry Sam Hilton at Pimstown. I was about to dump that useless Brucewick. What? Marry him? But how? Miss West, you're already engaged to Mr. Brucewick. What does that engagement mean when there's not even a ring to prove it? Isn't that why I'm here in the Starry State? Why did I lie to the police? Do you even know who Sam Hilton is? You don't, huh? You didn't look into the guy, huh? Did you? That man, you know, he was an 80-something old corpse of a man. All he had was money. Oh. Man, my thoughts are completely turned around. I thought she was gonna be a sleeper agent for the mafia or like for the police or something, special witness. Nah, she's just a gold digger, and that is literally her entire personality. 80? His teeth had already fallen out and he couldn't even eat an orange on his own. His fingernails were so yellow, and no matter how often he washed his hand, it smelled like rotten eggs. Wow, that really is disgusting. What a man who could die any day of the week taking a nap marry a woman who supposedly poisoned a man? So that's why you tried to leave while Mr. Brewster goes away on a business trip. You want to leave Somerset and marry Sam Hilton. She was seriously gonna marry him. But once the police stopped looking into you, you did not end up marrying Sam Hilton. You didn't leave Somerset either. Yeah, in the end, it worked out for me. I was too much of a valuable woman to marry some rotten mushroom of a man like that. And because I stayed as Brucewick's fiancé, I can now claim his inheritance. It was just a momentary tryst. I've always upheld my duty as Brucewick's fiancé. Funny, I thought your duty did include cheating on him. Ben, be quiet. Now's not the time to bring that up. Yeah, a duty. If anyone didn't fulfill their duty, it's Brucewick. He said that I would be rich and happy forever if we got married. And then he went on to say that we got no money and that we need to save up as soon as we moved here. That's fraud, isn't it? You lawyers would know. Yeah, that's really not nice of him. You don't get how much it hurt me. I left my family, I left my hometown, all for him. I came to a stranger's town. I did so much for him. Brucewick should compensate me for my time. Anyway, you get it now, right? I didn't kill anyone. Sam Hilton wasn't my accomplice. That was all nonsense. I don't think she made that up. If anything, I wouldn't have expected any less from her. I told you the truth like you told me to. I really hope you wouldn't go on to say that I couldn't have been his fiancé or something. You won't, right? I mean, you told me to tell you the truth. Don't worry about that. We won't. I really don't think she's in the position to scream at us like that. Some woman she is. Then, does Scarlet West really have nothing to do with Brucewick's death? She acted that way just because she didn't love Brucewick. Now I feel bad for him. I think I've asked enough questions about the 4 people related to the case. Should I move on now? So, did you ask enough questions? Oh, Ben, well, I think I asked for around 10 questions. I see the answers fall into 3 major categories. First category of answers are things that Scarlet West doesn't really know much about. And the second are corrections to some details. And the last are lies about something she doesn't want to tell us about. Really? I didn't put it past her, but she really did lie then. We did emphasize that if she wants the inheritance, she needs to tell us the truth. Oh well, we started off with a lie anyway. I guess that's true, but... Well, haven't you heard of the expression, if you gaze long enough into the abyss also gazes back into you? Even if she was just answering our questions, she would have been observing us. Observing us? Things like what we're asking her, how we sounded when we asked questions, what expressions we make, and so on. She would have figured something out, right? She's probably wondering how much we actually know. Are you saying that she would know that we don't actually know much about her? At least she didn't throw us out. That should mean that she didn't get to that point. But she did still hide some facts about questions that we couldn't come up with a good retort for. We told her that she claimed an inheritance if she can prove that she was his fiancée. Maybe she thought she could leave out some information about things that didn't seem like had much to do with the case. Maybe that was her thought process. So, are we done here? I think our conversation has veered off course a bit. Let's go back to the inheritance. It's not off course, Miss West. We are bound to reveal the truth about Brucewick's death, and that is the same for you too, as his fiancée. I told you everything I know. That was everything. I'm not supposed to make up things I don't know about, am I? Miss West, I told you from the beginning that you shouldn't lie to us. What? Lies? What lies? You won't bat an eyelid. You make it look like we're the liars. You really shouldn't talk to me like that. What does that make me look like? Scarlet West, she's a skilled liar, and she has been for the last 10 years. Lies might be different from the truth, but still have some base in reality. There are some things that Scarlet West said that clearly don't match up with the truth. I need to find out why she said those things, and what brought her to say it, and that's what I need to do right now. Okay, I know this is a really bad time, but for me it's getting really late, and I'm really tired, and my voice is definitely going out. So I'm actually gonna stop here. I hope that the game saves. It's not too great about that. Let me give it a shot. Oh god, it saves from here. Fuck me. But I guess I'll redo everything next time. But for now, I am gonna stop here. Unfortunately, I lost about 20 minutes of progress, but we'll blaze through the rest of it next time. But oh yeah, oh man, I didn't expect to get so stumped on this puzzle. Like, I had all the pieces, I just didn't understand how to do the puzzle. I knew what the puzzle was, I just didn't understand like how to interact with the things I needed, like to count the bottles up front here and use them in the register, or like to activate the thing. So all of the things I kind of messed up with was, I feel like I understood how to do the puzzles, just I didn't have all the pieces, and yeah. But other than that, we did discover the truth about Scarlet West, and that was really wild. And honestly, the mystery is still pretty intriguing. I don't really know where it's gonna go. I do feel like I am getting close to potentially the end of the game, because this game is supposed to be like 10 hours. So I should be like maybe like 2/3 through, or maybe like past halfway. But yeah, next time we'll proceed with finding out Scarlet West's lies and questioning her. But we'll save that for next time. Until then, I will be seeing you. See ya!